What's up, y'all? Yeah, I made the post yesterday, letting them know, like, going through crazy times. So the government is shut down, and you know what that means for us. I mean, you going to work, but you're not getting paid until they come up with some resolution. And I know a lot of people be like, this happened every year, this happened every year. But the resolution is usually already in place before the shutdown. The day before, a couple days before. So service members know we're still going to have a paycheck. Now, if you have Navy Fed and USAA, they will be, they're still going to pay you. And then when the resolution happens and, you get the back pay, you just pay them back and you deal with all of that. But yeah, man. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just laughing because, like, for what? Come on, y'all. Like I said, we still got to come to work on a daily basis. We still going to come to work. But how do you tell the junior enlisted? How do you tell the ones without Navy Fed, USAA, hey, you still coming to work? How do you instill that camaraderie, that morale within them? Yeah, we do it because it's our career, it's our job, but we like to get paid too. Hey, we don't like working for free, so we're gonna just see what happened today and the days after this, but it's October 1st.
All right, shalom, shalom. First, we're gonna start with all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who were well, and the salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. All right, real quick. All right. There's not going to be any more work for Egypt, as the scriptures say. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab that real quick. This place is tearing down on every faction. And, it's just going to be, we're going to have to go to war, and they're going to have to transition the currency. They're going to have to do something, but, as far as what the scriptures say, this is Isaiah 19:15. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So, yeah, this place is pretty much breaking down, man. And not to mention, it's also setting up for an okie doke with this homegrown terrorism thing. All right? Because it says that, it's going to come a time where there's not going to be any bread for the people. It's not going to be bread in circus. There's not going to be any actual food as well. It's going to be a famine, and this land is coming. But this is Rock chapter 26 and verse 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and a third maketh me angry, a man of war that suffereth poverty. All right, so that's what's going on right now. All right. Esau can't fund his people anymore. And which that's the reason why he's going to need to just inertia a draft for when we do go to war. But, hey, this place is really pretty much true. It says, men of understanding that are not set by. Yeah, because, the true people that hold understanding in this world, which are the prophets of Yahweh Shai, all right, they're not set by in a good living estate in this world, man. Even the average everyday person, but, and on this side, men of understanding are suffering poverty as well, man. So it says, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin, the Lord prepares such a one and a one for the sword. That's what's about to happen now as well. All right. What is it talking about? The inconstancy of these people, man. The incredulity of these people. All right. Much wickedness shall abide. But this place is pretty much true. But like I said, even with that homegrown terrorism, what he was saying on how the government can't afford to, now that it's shut down and you don't know when it's going to open back up, and they don't know when they're going to get paid. This is another reason to blame military men or anybody in there that was involved in the military who had intense training to where they would be a danger to the public, all right, with certain skills and understanding, they're going to start using them as more homegrown terrorists as well, man. All right, Thomas Jacob Sanford, the Marine veteran who killed at least 4 people and injured 8 others at the Michigan Church of, it says the name of Latter-day Saints on Sunday, harbored a deep resentment against the faith that stemmed from a breakup with an LDS girlfriend more than a decade ago, a childhood friend told CNN. And they also showed him like the whole family thing in one of these pics. All right. So whether that's set up or not, this is just another reason to start blaming citizens, especially anyone who seems that they're a right winger, as an excuse to take their guns. But we already know, the so-called white male is a very violent man. But nonetheless, whether these things be set up or so, the whole breakdown is for this order app KO to be, enacted. All right, they're trying to bring about this new world's order, man. All right, that's why they're pushing famine. They're pushing you can't trust this person. As a matter of fact, this is Matthew 24:12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, which that's what's going on right now. Large amounts of wickedness are going on, man. And much deception. The love of many shall wax cold. People don't know what to trust, who to trust. They pretty much just run after their own lust anyway, which keeps you in a mindset of not giving a fuck of what's going on, man. Much like that Xanax high. If you ever heard anybody say that they pop Xans, they would say that they don't care. All right, they're distracted with this high. It's that type of high. But when people getting their highs in different types of ways and they're ignoring the facts and things that are going on, man, that bread and circus has been the hype. All right, but hey, the Lord is bringing this destruction one way or the other, whether you're hip to it at the moment or not. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And you are going to actually, sooner rather than later, have actual militias and people to think that they're standing for their communities and their people, man. All right? You are going to have people fighting against their governments. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings and nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Because, hey, once again, people are not going to know what to trust. It's a part of these people groping in the noonday. All right, it's a part of the people being in gross darkness. What does it say? It's in gross darkness, the people. All right? They're not going to have any type of understanding of what's going on, man. Because they've been led by wickedness. All right, that's the thing about it, is that you got your head up your ass, you got your head in the ground, and you're not aware of what's going on right now, man. Your mind is not stayed upon the things that the Lord is doing in the earth. That's why people think that this is taking a long time, that this is boring, but you're not looking at what the Lord is actually doing. Prophecy is literally coming to pass, man. And we can't right now get caught up into our lust, because that's when the destruction will come, man. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. All right? Yeah, this is Matthew 24:42. It says, watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord doth come. So all that madness, whether, they want to say that this guy, a lot of Christians are going to be like starting to think that people are giving up hope. So they're going to start turning to terrorism, which that's actually supposed to be the push for that too, since they didn't get raptured up, man. But no man knows the time when the Lord is coming. The Lord, who you call Jeebus Christus, he doesn't know when he's coming back. The Most High God, his Father, is going to tell him, proving that they are not the same, because it says, no man knoweth. All right? But it says, watch therefore, for you know not at what hour your Lord does come. We don't know exactly when Yahweh Shai is coming back, but we know the signs. So you got to keep on watching. And it's like, as soon as you don't look, and that's when it's going to come. So you can't get distracted by people saying that that's not going to come from, oh yeah, this has been going. No, that's not what the scriptures say. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as you think the son, you think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give him meat in due season? And it says, blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. So we gotta push and prophesy until Shiloh is here. All right. So that's what we're doing. All right. To obtain an incorruptible crown, man. But we got to keep on. Hey, verse 50, it says, the Lord of that servant shall, starting verse 49, it says, and shall be, that's pretty much it. This is going into the breakdown of, hey, if you don't do these things, you can read that for yourself, man. If you don't do what we're supposed to do, we don't stop, man. We have to be ready so we don't have to get ready. If you're always prepared, you don't have to worry about it, man. If you're always making something a habit, you won't have to worry about what's going on at the end of the day. And yeah, fear motivates us, but at the same time, the fear isn't just you just being, oh, you're scared. No, it's not that, man. It's you moving and operating in a way that I wouldn't want this to happen. We wouldn't want to displease our Heavenly Father, so we're moving the way He told us, man. All right? Watching and putting out these lessons and letting it be known that the power is speaking in the earth. Likewise, being examples that this is the way, walk ye in it, man. But with that, Lord's will, this has been edifying. It is pretty much here. We can see how they're going to present this and their different factions of how he likes to do it, because he's a deceptive manipulator, man. But he's pretty much just made it known that everyone can be a terrorist. But primarily, they're going to be blaming Jake. But with that, I'm going to end this lesson off and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom, Nabab Ball.